Bullied Kid Prepares for Ice Age. Bebe said, "Sorry about that," as she walked away with the other man. Li Kylie shouted in pain, "Ah!" and ran off like a frightened girl. Xiao Honglian said, "It seems like this kid has never been punished before. How naive." Zhang Yi said, "But this could actually be good for him. Without experiencing pain, how can one grow?" A few moments later, Zhang Yi said to Xiao Honglian, "I am waiting for you to send me the information." Xiao Honglian said, "See you again," as her team drove away. Li Jian and his wife rushed towards their morning sun. Zhang Yi said, "The hearts of parents are full of sorrow." A few days later, Zhang Yi said, "I have received the documents. How is everything on your end?" Xiao Honglian said, "We have officially started the reconstruction. I will talk to you later." Zhang Yi replied, He added, "It is time to head back to the shelter and analyze the information with Lu Kairan and the others. But before that, I need to convince Bian Junwoo and the others to stay longer, to keep Yuan Kongye at bay." As Zhang Yi walked outside, a few moments later, Zhang Yi said, "Captain Bian, can we have a word alone?" Bian Junwoo said, "Changed your mind? Are you with us now?" Zhang Yi replied, "It is not that. There is something that concerns me and I want to discuss it with you." Wudi said, "Boss." Bian Junwoo pointed outside and said, "All right, let us head over there." A few moments later, outside, Bian Junwoo said, "There is no one else here. If you have something to say it now." Zhang Yi said, "Captain Bian Junwoo, I hope you can stay in Tianhai City for a bit longer. This mission ended too easily, in my opinion. From the beginning, we assumed the Zombie King was highly intelligent, so how could they not have realized we were luring them into triggering the zombie horde?" Bian Junwoo said, "We have thought about that, but the mutated zombies are not human, and their intelligence is limited. Also, since that battle, no large-scale zombie group has been discovered." Zhang Yi asked, "Have you seen any other advanced creatures besides the Zombie King?" Bian Junwoo responded, "What is your point? If you have something to say, just say it." Zhang Yi said, "I suspect there is a hidden hand behind the zombie horde. The Zombie King that was killed might have just been a pawn, or even worse, this whole Zombie King and zombie horde situation might have been a show, just a performance. For you in the Jiangnan district." Bian Junwoo fell silent. Zhang Yi said, "This war seemed like a hard-fought victory, but in my opinion, it actually went far too smoothly. It was almost as if the zombie horde was deliberately working in our favor. Do you not find that odd?" Bian Junwoo said, "Do you have any concrete basis for what you are saying? I need proof." Zhang Yi shook his head and said, "I do not have solid evidence yet, but these doubts are real." Bian Junwoo replied, "You are being cautious, and that is a good mindset to have. Being overly cautious may make life feel more exhausting, but it will definitely make it harder for you to die. But do not worry. The problems in Tianhai City are nothing but minor disturbances for the Jiangnan district. No matter how much they escalate, we can suppress them at any time." Zhang Yi said, "I understand. If I find anything, I will inform you immediately. You will not turn a blind eye to it, right?" Bian Junwoo said, "In all areas under the jurisdiction of the southern region, if the threat level is high enough, we will take action. Of course, if you are still worried, it might be better for you to come back with us. There is no place safer than Blizzard City." Zhang Yi replied, "Let us talk about it later. I need to take my team back first." Bian Junwoo said, "I will see you off." Zhang Yi said, "That is great. Thank you." A few moments later, while Bian Junwoo walked toward their car, Li Jian shouted, "Wait." Zhang Yi looked back and asked, "What is going on?" Li Jian held Zhang Yi's hands and cried, "My son, my son." Bian Junwoo asked, "What happened?" Zhang Yi explained, "His son had an accident yesterday, and he went looking for him, but he probably did not find him, or—" Bian Junwoo placed a hand on Zhang Yi's shoulder and said, "Bon voyage." Zhang Yi responded, As Zhang Yi and the team rode off, Bian Junwoo waved at them and repeated, "Bon voyage." Bian Junwoo said to himself, "Looks like I will have to stay a little longer." Zhang Yi thought, "I hope I do not have to come back again." He took out the cloth that Li Jian gave him. Inside the cloth was a message that read, "28 days ago, my family of 3, along with our neighbors, were personally brought into the Snowflower cult by Great Master Zhao Jinhua. Once Yuan Kongye learned of my superpower ability, she took me to witness the blood. At first, I thought the snow cult's food was simply irrigated with blood, but the fruit of the blood vine can make people feel dazed and exhilarated, producing effects similar to hallucinations." Zhang Yi, in anger, crumpled the cloth and began to sweat as he thought of Li Jian. Dr. Zhou Care asked, "What is this?" Zhang Yi quickly hid the cloth and replied, It is nothing, just my changed underwear, he smirked. Dr. Zhou Keir blushed, while Xunlei laughed, and teacher Liang Yue stared off into the distance. Wawa was cleaning his paws. Zhang Yi thought to himself, the snowflower cult seems to be even worse than I expected. At the house, Yang Xingshen looked outside the window. Yang Mi said, Xingshen, Brother Zhang and the others will be back soon. Stop leaning over to watch. Yang Xingxin replied, okay approximately as she continued looking outside. She said, sigh. When will I finally get to fight zombies with my brother and the others? Suddenly Zhang Yi and the others arrived. Yang Xingxin shouted with joy, they are back. Then she was confused and said, what? As the 100 locks of the main door were opened, Zhang Yi entered the room with the team. Yang Xingxin exclaimed, brother, are you all right? Xingxin was so worried about you. Lu Karen added, big brother, you all risk your lives outside while we can only stay home, unable to help at all. I feel so guilty. Zhang Yi placed his hands on their heads and said, everyone has their role to play. There is no need to blame yourself. Besides, with your big brother around, what danger could possibly harm us? As he said this, he flexed his arm. Yang Mi said, dinner is ready. Whatever you need to say, we can talk at the table. A few moments later, they all sat at the dining table. They immediately started to drink and made a toast. Zhang Yi said to Yang Mi, while we were away, did anything happen around the shelter? Yang Mi replied, it was eerily quiet. Nothing at all happened. Zhang Yi said, that is good, as he promoted Tsingtao beer. Lu Karan asked, how was it out there? Zhang Yi put down the beer and said, our squad did not encounter much danger, but other teams were not so lucky. Over 99% of them did not make it. Lu Karan said, at this point, I do not even know how many people are still alive in Tianhai City. Maybe we are the last survivors. Chunlei said, do not get too down. The fact that we are still alive is a victory in itself. Come on, let us raise a toast to our small success. As he munched on a potato, they raised their glasses once more. Zhang Yi asked, you have still been working on making superpower ability enhancing food, right? Yang Mi replied, every single day. You all are fighting on the front lines, so we cannot afford to slack off in the rear. I have stored all the food in the refrigerator. As Chunlei ran to the water closet, Zhang Yi commented, this guy, he sure can drink 2 whole bottles of Tsingtao beer by himself. Teacher Liang Yue said, that is just classic post-trauma indulgence. He barely made it back alive. Zhang Yi stood up and said, I am done eating. Xin, once you are finished, come meet me in the control room. Yang Xingxin said, all right. A moment later, in the control room, Zhang Yi pretended to know how to use the supercomputer. Zhang Yi said, come here. I want to show you something. As young Xingxin came close, Zhang Yi said, take a look at this. The computer showed a file that read, Yuan Kongyi, 20 years old, a half-blood of Chinese and Japanese descent. Born in Nara Prefecture, Japan. Her father's name is Yuan Suiyun, and her mother is Agatsuma Kamiko. Both were devoted followers of a Japan-based cult called Shinrikyo. Yang Xingxin asked, this is Zhang Yi said, I suspect that the leader of the snowflower cult, Yuan Kongye, possesses the superpower ability known as Death Return. People who absorb the snowflower cult's special ice soul crystal awaken or enhance their superpower abilities, but when they die, those superpower abilities return to Yuan Kongye. The zombie hordes going berserk may just be part of her scheme to steal superpower abilities. But as of now, there is no solid evidence to prove my theory, so I need to dig deeper. Otherwise, I will not be able to rest easy. Yang Xingxin said, understood, let us keep reading. At the age of 3, Yuan Kongye followed her parents to Tianhai City, China, settling at 256 Jinling Street, Changgang District. That same year, Yuan Suiyun and his wife Kamiko established a local branch of Shinrikyo in Tianhai City. Yuan Suiyun took the role of cult leader, while his wife Kamiko became the high priestess. To attract followers, they falsely claimed that their daughter, Yuan Kongye, possessed divine powers, declaring her the holy maiden of Shinrikyo. For 13 years, everything went smoothly, until tragedy struck. While traveling to Japan for a Shinrikyo gathering, Yuan Suiyun and his wife Kamiko died in a plane crash. Their deaths exposed their lies, and enraged followers turned on Yuan Kongye, who, without her supposed divine power, became the target of their wrath. In the year 2046, Tianhai City Police received a report and rescued Yuan Kongye. The case involved as many as 136 people, but the girl they saved vanished without a trace, as if she had disappeared from the world. Then, after the apocalypse began, she resurfaced as the leader of the snowflower cult. Using the same manipulative tactics she learned from Shinrikyo, she rapidly expanded her influence. She turned the Snowflower cult into one of Tianhai City's most powerful organizations. Yang Xingxin said, "What a tragic life," Zhang Yi asked. After everything she has been through, could she still become the savior of the apocalypse? Yang Xingxin replied, "Honestly, just staying sane after such experiences would already be an incredible feat. If it were me, I would probably want to destroy the entire world, or reshape it into something I could control." Zhang Yi said, "I think I'm starting to piece things together. During the zombie crisis, everyone believed the Snowflower cult suffered the greatest losses, losing nearly 10,000 followers. But now, I suspect that mass sacrifice was all part of Yuan Kongye's grand plan, a deliberate move to cover up her real scheme." Yang Xingxin said, "Brother, do you have any proof of that?" Zhang Yi said, "I did not before, but now I do." Yang Xingxin said, "What?" Zhang Yi replied, "Remember when I said I suspected Yuan Kongye's superpower ability was Death Return? I witnessed Yuan Kongye demonstrating her superpower abilities during the zombie horde battle: Blessing, Gift, Superhuman Physical Strength, and an ice-based ability that I was particularly familiar with. If these superpower abilities were ones she awakened on her own, she would not have waited until that battle to reveal them. This suggests that these superpower abilities are of unknown origin, confirming what I had suspected. Those who absorb the Ice Soul Crystal will have their superpower abilities returned to Yuan Kongye after their death." Yang Xingxin said, "Given this analysis, it is impossible to predict just how powerful Yuan Kongye truly is. Every superpower ability has its weaknesses, but when a person possesses multiple superpower abilities at once, they become nearly invincible." Zhang Yi said, "That is why she was willing to let the war in Tianhai City drag on. Only by allowing those who had absorbed Ice Soul Crystal to die could Yuan Kongye become stronger. Whether or not they were members of the Snowflower cult, as long as they had absorbed Ice Soul Crystal, their deaths were beneficial to Yuan Kongye." Yang Xingxin said, "This logic holds, but without direct evidence, it is hard to act on." Zhang Yi said, "She used the zombie horde to diminish the combat strength of our 4 families by more than half, and before leaving, she even gifted us Ice Soul Crystal. This means that she is going to take action against us. The only area that Yuan Kongye is afraid of now is the Jiangnan region. I am afraid that once Bianjunwu leaves, the Snowflower cult will likely take action. This might be a piece of evidence." As he handed over the cloth, Yang Xingxin asked, "This is..." Zhang Yi said, "Before I left, Li Jian secretly slipped this into my pocket. His son died, and if not for this, knowing his character, he likely would not have risked revealing these matters to me. The blood vine has hallucinogenic effects. Some of the roots seem to harbor strange creatures, possibly zombies," Yang Xingxin said. "Young boys joining the Snowflower cult must undergo a purification ritual. Yuan Kongye personally oversees it. Castration. Yuan Kongye personally strangled a female priest." As the note read, "My son is dead. As a father, I could not avenge him. If the right opportunity arises one day, I hope this information will help you." Yang Xingxin said, "If that is the case, I can now understand everything she has done." Zhang Yi said, "Li Jian was a priest of the Snowflower cult, and based on what he wrote and the issues I discovered, it is almost certain that Yuan Kongye is deeply involved with the Snowflower cult. Ice Soul Crystal is part of a vast conspiracy, and the zombie crisis may even be linked to her. If she is allowed to continue unchecked, it is possible that all of China, and perhaps the entire world, will fall under her control." Yang Xingxin said, "Even if we expose her, we may be bitten by the very hand that fed us. After all, from the very beginning, everyone has been deceived by her. Most of the Snowflower cult's followers have been brainwashed to the point of willingly dying for her." Zhang Yi said, "We need to come up with a plan to deal with her." Yang Xingxin said, "Relying on just us is not enough. We must ensure that other organizations in Tianhai City are also aware of Yuan Kongye's scheme. Most importantly, we need the support of the Jiangnan region. With all the organizations in Tianhai City suffering heavy losses, even if we unite, we may still not be able to stand against Yuan Kongye." Zhang Yi said, "You are right, but from Jiangnan's perspective, even if Yuan Kongye has deceived everyone, it is not their concern. The Jiangnan region exists to maintain stability, not to uphold justice. They have no reason to intervene, and might even seek to recruit Yuan Kongye for their own purposes." Zhang Yi had a realization, and it struck him as he thought to himself, what if Jiangnan supports Yuan Kongye? What do we do then? Should I accept Bianjunwu's proposal and take my people to Jiangnan, abandoning the shelter I have worked so hard to establish? Zhang Yi said, No. I am comfortable in the shelter. The Jiangnan region requires labor in exchange for residency rights. If I go, I will likely die from overusing my powers. If I stay, Yuan Kongyi might kill me. How do I choose? Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.